Hey, good morning. It's Edna Keep here live with Mindset Monday. And today our topic is nothing changes until you change. So I love this topic because I work on change all the time. I love changing. Lots of people don't like changing. They get stuck in a rut and they don't want to. And you know what? I shouldn't say I love changing in certain parts of my life. Other parts of my life are a little hard. So hopefully you can relate to that today. So basically, I hear different people talk about, well, I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna, get out of this relationship and I'll get into a better one. I'm gonna move from this school and go to that school. It'll be better. I'm gonna stop hanging around with this group and hang around with this group. It'll be better. And one of the things that I want to say to you is, wherever you go, there you are. So if you're having a challenge in a relationship that you're in now and you give up on it and you move to another relationship, you're still the same person. So maybe you're attracting a certain type of person by the person you're being. How can you change that? So really, when it comes down to it, the only control we have is ourselves. We can't control what other people say. We can't control what other people think. Oh, I know we try. I know I do sometimes too. But we really only can control what we think. We can only control what we do. So if your life is not the way you want it to be, maybe some changes in order. Hey, good morning, Donna. How are you? Maybe if your weight is not where you want it to be, there's a change in order. If you're not making the money you want to make, there's a change in order. How can you make that change? Well, first of all, a lot of people think if they try something and it doesn't work, it's a failure. Change that wording right there. Back years and years ago when I first started being a financial advisor, I went to a sales training session by Tom Hopkins. And he was a realtor, and he actually, as part of his class, made us memorize these mantras that we could say to ourselves. And I still say this one to myself every once in a while, because I really don't even view failure as failure. I view it as a learning experience. And that came from that training, oh gosh, I don't even know how many years ago. But he had to say, failure isn't failure, it's only a learning experience. Failure isn't failure, it's just feedback. And all different variations of that. And you know what? That changed my life, that, one little mantra to, stop beating yourself up for doing something wrong. That's the only way you learn. Do you ever see a baby walking along, fall on his face like 1,000 times and he goes, I give up, I'm never gonna walk again. They don't. They just go and go and go until they eventually learn how to walk. I read an article this morning and one guy was saying, I didn't talk till I was 4 years old. Well, some parents get frustrated. They start thinking there's something wrong with their kid. But he asked his parent, well, what was the first thing I said when I finally started talking? He talked in a full sentence. Where's my book, Mom? Like how amazing is that? So he just didn't choose to talk at that time. Who cares? It just doesn't matter. He eventually got it. So there's two things that we can do. We can either sit here and say, I'll never get better. I can't do that. I can't do this. Or we can practice what we want to get better at. So, let's say you want to learn Kung Fu. How do you get better? By practicing. Nobody walks in the door and they're good at it. You might get, oh, that was a good move, or, you got that right, or, awesome that you can hold that pose or whatever, but you don't have it all right. And the only thing that gets you to get it all right is, first of all, education. You got to take the training from somebody who knows. You can't just make it up as you go, because otherwise it won't be jiu-jitsu or whatever it's called. It'll be something else. Maybe it's your own version of Kung Fu. Doesn't matter. But if you want to learn and get your black belt or whatever, you have to practice. You have to study under people who know what they're doing, and you have to get their feedback. And then you get better. And then you practice and practice and practice and practice. As a matter of fact, anything that you're good at right now, you've practiced. practiced. That could be negativity. That could be eating too much. That's a daily practice, eating too much. I think in a lot of cases, diets work because they stop us from doing the habits that we've just got ourselves into. That habit could be, and I'll take this from my husband's own habits, having a bowl of cereal at 10 o'clock at night. Like, come on. And then he'll get on a kick and he'll be really, really good, and he'll drink protein shakes and take all these different supplements and stuff like that. But you know what? Just cut out the 10 o'clock bowl of cereal. That'll make all the difference in the world. Those are habits. You know, you get there, you're sitting there, you're watching TV, and some commercial comes on and something looks good, and you just mindlessly go to the cupboard and fill up your bowl and eat it. And again, it's practice. Bad habits are practice. Do you get up every morning and work out? That's a good habit. That's, again, practice. Practice makes better all the way along. Do you make offers on buildings several times a month or a year? That's practice. Every time you make an offer, it gets easier. Every time you think a thought, it gets easier. So, you know, if you know you want to have a building by the end of the year, keep saying that to yourself. I'm going to have a building this year. I am going to have a building this year. I am going to have a great cash flowing building this year. I am going to find something I can make cash flow within the first year. A belief is only a thought that you keep on thinking. We all know that, right? So where are you talking yourself out of doing the stuff that you know you should do? And we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. Because even if we're excellent in one area of our life, there's another area of our life that needs work. And you know what? Again, it's just practice. Sometimes it comes easy to us because it's something that we've just decided. I'm going to do this no matter what. And when you make that decision, all of a sudden things just start happening that make it easy for you. Maybe you find a new diet plan that's easy to follow. Maybe you find a supplement that reduces your appetite. You know, don't give up. Just always be looking for something. If you're looking for something, you'll find it. And, you know, I spend a lot of time on, you know, really learning spiritual practices right now. I'm finding it's just making a huge difference in my life. So I had some free time this weekend because my husband was away sledding. And I sat on the couch and I read a book. Again, I've read this book more than once, Ask and It Is Given. And just really took note of things that I didn't notice the first time, you know. How to change your vibration, how to, you know, the thing that I'm learning is that you get what you think about all the time. And if it's negative thoughts like, whatever, I can't get a building, I can't find any buildings, and guess what? You're never going to find any buildings. And if you can change that to something as simple as, wouldn't it be nice if I found a building? You know, because sometimes when we tell ourselves things, we don't always believe them right away. So instead of, you know, telling yourself stuff like, I weigh 120 pounds when you obviously don't, say, wouldn't it be nice if I was at my ideal body weight? Wouldn't it be nice if I had $20,000 a month cash flow? And then allow yourself to dream. What would you do with that $20,000 a month cash flow when you get it? Because you know what? The universe is always working to give you what you desire. You just have to allow it. And changing your vibration around stuff like that is some of the stuff that allows you to allow it. One of the things that, a few things that I do on a regular basis just to keep my mindset right is I listen to Abraham Hicks video at least once a day. Sometimes more often if I'm challenged or if I have some free time, I'll just listen to more than one. I say affirmations every day. I get some exercise and not every day. This month I've been really good, just about every single day doing something. I found that instead of calling it exercise, I just dance around the house and sing at the top of my lungs when nobody's here, of course. And do something that's fun, that gets your heart rate up and doesn't even feel like exercise. Go for a walk. Meditate as you're walking. Walking meditation is powerful. Meditating daily is huge for keeping your mindset in the right place. I think one of the things that was in the book, Ask and It Is Given, is when you stop your thoughts, which is your idea through meditation, is you're just sitting there and just releasing thoughts, or just trying to have no thoughts. That is a real neutral place to be, and then you can build on it from there. Trying to get into a positive state of mind from a negative state of mind is not easy. So she just recommended in the book that meditate first, get yourself in a neutral spot before you try to get yourself in a positive spot. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Hey, who do we got on here? Hey, TJ, Donna says, I'm doing great. Visualization. Yeah, visualization is a great one. And you know what, that's a challenge for me. I don't know. I can write things out. I can say things. I know I always picture things in my mind, because if you can picture something that happened yesterday, that's visualization as well. So some of it's just the language you tell yourself, right? So visualize, what you want every day. Think about what you want. The more time you focus on what you want as opposed to what you don't want, the faster it'll happen for you. Does that make sense? So again, change. If you're not finding that you're getting where you want to be, where are you lacking in your life? Are you lacking support? Are you lacking education? Are you lacking skills? Maybe you've taken the education, but you haven't practiced it enough to get good at it. Those are all some different areas that you can work on at getting it better. And, I've mentioned this many times before, but repetition is the mother of skill. I find it actually really easy to make an offer. I don't even think twice about it anymore. If it's something I want, I just write up the offer. And I don't agonize over it. I don't think, oh, what if I get it? Oh, what if I don't get it? It really doesn't even matter until you get the offer accepted. So get the offer accepted, and then think about what's the next step. What do I have to do next? Do I have to raise some capital? Do I have to start working on the first mortgage? All that sort of thing. But if you don't change and start doing the things that you're learning, you're going to be stuck in the same spot as next year. It's coming up to the end of January. How many people started out the year with some really great goals, some really great habits that they want to get themselves into, but they've slacked off? I have been in the city recently and driven by a gym recently, but the first week of January, I was driving along behind the Victoria Avenue Mall, where there's like 3 or 4 gyms. And the parking lots were just packed, one end to the other. And I can almost imagine, and maybe one of you guys, if you're driving by today, just look, is the gym near as busy as it was the first week of January? Where have people fallen off? They set the goal. It's like, I'm going to make this change. I'm going to do something different this year. And then life gets in the way. And they stayed up too late and watched a movie, so they couldn't get up in the morning. Or they drank wine before they went to bed and couldn't sleep, and so then they're tired in the morning. What habits are you doing that's allowing you to stick in that same rut that you've been in all year, or maybe even 10 years for some of you? Change is up to us. We have to change if our lives are going to change. The economy doesn't have to change. The rental market doesn't have to change. We have to change. One of the things that I work with my students is mindset, because it's a big deal to buy an apartment building. And sometimes they talk themselves out of it, like, oh yeah, you can do it, but I can't, or I can't find the money. Investors don't want to deal with me. I don't have the confidence, or I'm just scared to deal with investors' money. What if I lost some of it? Like, where are you talking yourself out of something that you should just dive in and do? Sometimes it's just listening to what we tell ourselves. Sometimes the thought's so automatic that we don't even realize we had it. So how can you start paying attention to that kind of stuff and realizing where you're talking yourself out of it? So if you're not, say you've been studying for a year and you want to buy an apartment building and it's a year later and you haven't bought one, start thinking about what's stopping you. Do you not know enough? If you've taken my course, you know enough. It's that you're not taking the actions that you're told to take. You've got to meet with the realtor, you got to meet with the mortgage broker, you got to meet with the lawyer, you got to meet with the insurance guy. You got to get all that stuff out of the way. And every time you do it, you get that much closer to a building. So yeah, the first offer might not work. The first attempt at an offer might not work. You start writing out this offer and boom, somebody else gets it under contract. Oh, too late. You know what? Write the offer out anyway and send it in. Many times I've had an accepted offer and found out the realtor reached out to me and said, oh, by the way, Edna, a competing offer came in. So if you don't close this, somebody else is already waiting for backup. You know what? That's fine too, sometimes we've closed those and sometimes we haven't. Sometimes we've done our due diligence and went, that's not the property for me. Or sometimes it's just, that's not the property for us right now. We're working on other things. We got to let that one go. And that's fine too. So, but the biggest thing is just start moving forward, getting things done. And again, if you're not getting the results you're looking for, where can you change? And if you need some help with that, so most of you know that my 3-day event is coming up at the end of March 25th, 26th, and 27th. If you don't have your tickets, get them soon because January 31st is our early bird deadline. After that, the price goes up, double actually. So your tickets right now are $99 a piece. After January 31st, they're $198, I think. That's just for your regular base ticket. But I've also decided this year to do a full 1-day Master Your Money Mindset workshop on the Sunday before the 3-day event. This is what's made a difference for me, you guys. It's made the most huge difference is mastering my mindset. And I still work on it every single day because I want to get better at it. So the workshop, full 1 day, I'd like to see, this is my goal. I really want to see, okay, so there's a bunch of people coming to the event. Come to the Master Your Money Mindset. Work on your mindset as hard as you work on your real estate this next year. And I just want to see how much more successful you are after you've worked on your mindset. It's my number one thing. I still think 95% of my success is because I study mindset and I work on it all the time. So that is $297 for that ticket. It's well worth it. Again, that one, the price isn't going up. You can buy it now. You can buy it closer to the date. You'll hear some more about that. I think I have to have it in by a certain date just to book the hotel room and stuff. But if you're not having the results that you think you should have, you should come out to that workshop. So bye for now. Have a really, really good week. And we'll see you all on Free Coaching Friday. Bye for now.